Alrighty.
Alpha 1 out, Archer 4779, right on Alpha, and then left on Mike, thank you.
Forward takeoff checklist. Doors latched. You want to do that? 1, 2, 3. Yep. Pretty solid to me. Flap set, trim tab. Set. Gyro. Go ahead and set one more time.
Checking for November, proceed on course and contacting you with targeting.
Frequency change approved, Cherokee 14 November.
Let me get... ready.
Cessna 4 Charlie number 2, follow Archer traffic on a modified mile and a half base to final.
Good there.
Okay, number 2, looking for the traffic on base. 4 Charlie.
Alright. Get lined up. You about ready for time? Not yet, no. Chandler Tower, Cherokee 5282 Whiskey, holding short of runway 4 left at Delta, ready for departure.
Cherokee 5282 Whiskey, Chandler Tower, hold short, only 4 left, traffic, short final.
Holding short 4 left, 5282 Whiskey. Probably that guy.
Archer 44 Papa, taxi ramp via Alpha, mount to ground.
Taxi to the ramp via Alpha, monitor ground, 44 Papa.
Huh?
Cherokee 2 Whiskey, runway 4 left, line up and wait.
Line up and wait, runway 4 left, 5282 Whiskey.
Cherokee 2 Whiskey, fly straight out, runway 4 left, clear for takeoff.
Fly straight out, runway 4 left, cleared for takeoff, 5282 Whiskey. Good. Flight plan is activated. They're good. Engine good. 65. Feeling light. And we're up.
Today, Joe and I are going to fly up to Sedona. It'll be my first time flying into Sedona, and I'm really excited for it. A lot of people have warned me about downdrafts on final because it's up on a plateau. But I've also heard that it's beautiful and a must-go place to go fly into, especially since we're so close to it. I'm flying from Ak Chin up to Chandler and picking Joe up, and then from there we're going to fly up over Falcon Field, north towards the Horseshoe Dam, and then from there we're going to take a left turn and head west towards the I-17 corridor. We're going to follow that up near Camp Verde and then eventually into Sedona.
Cherokee 2 Whiskey, proceed on course.
Proceed on course, Cherokee 5282 Whiskey.
During our flight, we found ourselves right near Sunset Point. When Kim and I got engaged, we drove from Phoenix up to the Grand Canyon, but stopped at Sunset Point in the morning, kind of close to sunrise, and then followed that up with lunch in Sedona. So I definitely appreciate this area.
Whiskey, thank you. There's no known other aircraft in the vicinity. Radar services terminated. Squawk and maintain VFR. Change to advisory frequencies approved.
Squawk VFR and change to advisory. Thanks for the help, 5282 Whiskey. Sedona traffic, Cherokee 5282 Whiskey is 10 miles to the south. Inbound will overfly the field at 6,500 and do a right teardrop for left downwind entry runway, runway 3, full stop, Sedona. Man, look at the rocks and stuff. Sedona traffic, Cherokee 5282 Whiskey is flying over midfield at 6,500. Gonna enter a right teardrop for left downwind, runway 03, full stop. 65 if I can pull it.
6 is cleared to the southeast.
Yeah. Final clear. Sedona traffic, Cherokee 5282 Whiskey, turning final, runway 03, full stop, Sedona. I want to aim farther. I'm high. I'm on. I don't know. Sedona traffic, Cherokee 5282 Whiskey is clear of runway 03, taxiing to the terminal, Sedona. I'm not exactly sure. Yeah.
I'm going to close my flight plan.
Well, I play with that all the time. I never had any trouble getting that flight plan off of there before. Because I was wanting to see my distance wasn't showing up. It was showing the distance all the way back
to Chandler?
on.
Yeah. I ended up changing it because that exact thing, it was like, I'm 240 miles from Sedona.
That's a little far.
Let me let Kim know that I landed, because I told her.
Once we landed in Sedona, we parked in the transient ramp and walked into the FBO. We got to sit around and talk to some people who had flown an air coupe all the way from New Jersey out to the West Coast and then were on their way back. It was quite an amazing adventure. We then decided to go and grab lunch at the cafe, and it was definitely worth it. Some pretty good burgers out there. The trip up to Sedona took us about an hour and 40 minutes, but that included a little bit of floating around and doing some circles over some points that Joe wanted to check out for some emergency landing areas. From there, we hopped back in the plane and started to head back to Chandler, but we were going to take a different route. We went from Sedona over Cottonwood and near Prescott, before following that down into Wickenburg, around Buckeye, and the south end of the Class Bravo from Phoenix. Once we got around the Sierra Estrellas, we headed back up into Chandler, where I dropped Joe off. I definitely think it was a successful flight, and I learned quite a bit on the journey. But I know one thing for sure. This is not my last Sedona trip.